On this day, in 1994, Edvard Munch's The Scream was recovered 3 months after it was stolen. And I'm going to be honest with you now, the theft and the recovery is one of the most farcical tales I have heard in a long time, so strap in. It's the 12th of February 1994 and two men pull up in a van outside the National Gallery in Oslo. They set a ladder against a wall, one of them climbs it, smashes the window, cuts the wires that the painting is hanging on, and simply takes it. When police arrived at the scene shortly after, they found a postcard in place of the painting which read, "Thanks for the poor security." Oh my god, I bet that's getting brought up in the security guard's appraisal, don't you? All of the windows were locked, was the defence of the gallery director, Knut Berg. Immediately, authorities were like, "We know who this is. It's the former athlete and known art thief, Paul Enger. It's got to be him who's done this." But he said that it wasn't him, and they were like, "God, okay then." So, Norwegian police were out of ideas. They reached out to Scotland Yard in London, and they had a guy. Charles Hill had been tracking down stolen art for 15 years. He was ready to take on, and I quote, "a bunch of Oslo no-hopers." Oh, I bet he put a cigarette out and put some sunglasses on as he said that. Anyway, his master plan, it was quite complex actually, so I'm going to try and lay it out as simply as I can here. He decided to put on an American accent, call himself Charlie Roberts, and pretend to be a representative of J. Paul Getty Museum in California. By his own admission, his accent sucked. He got a colleague to pretend to be his minder, and his colleague's backstory was that he was an English gangster who was living in Amsterdam for some reason. Anyway, they arrived in Oslo and they spoke to a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy until they finally found the people with the painting. When I finally met the bad guys, I had to convince them that the Getty Museum would pay to recover the painting, Charles said. He offered them $250,000. They went to one of the thieves' summer house and they just gave the investigators the painting. 4 people were arrested, 3 of them were let go due to a legal loophole, basically boiled down to the fact that they were entrapped. But the person who remained in prison was the one who climbed the ladder. He had to serve 6 years and 3 months for his crime. Who was it? Well, it was none other than former athlete and known art thief Paul Enger. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Why not subscribe? And I'll see you tomorrow.